Ngjarjet, and welcome to Inside Albania with me, Alice Taylor. I always say there's no such thing as a slow news day in Albania, and 2024 definitely kept us on our toes. The last 12 months has brought its fair share of drama and debate, from the arrest and imprisonment of senior politicians, the revolving doors of SPAK working overtime, lots of protests, the proposed creation of a microstate, the banning of TikTok, tourism booms or tourism flops, the ongoing situation between Kosovo and Serbia, and everything else in between. As we look to next year, we have general elections coming up and ongoing EU accession negotiations, which are going to be keeping us journalists very busy. So who better to invite to the show than my esteemed colleague, the award-winning journalist, famous for his wonderful tie collection, Timi Samardziu. Timi, welcome to Inside Albania. It's a pleasure to have you in my studio instead of you interviewing me.
It's really it's a pleasure. Really, when was the first time that you invite me, I say yes, because usually I don't accept to be on the other side of the studio, because when you have your own show, it's a bit hard going and giving opinion, because for example, you have to give some opinions from people that you will interview tomorrow. Yes. So you have to be balanced, but in your show it's a pleasure being here.
Thank you, I appreciate it. You know, I was thinking I want to round up the year, all the crazy things that have happened, because let's be honest, Albanian news and politics is a bumpy ride. And I thought, well, you're doing 3 hours sort of every day, so who better to ask than you, because you know the ins and outs.
I appreciate it so much. I missed today, I don't have my tie, because I know that you love the tie. I don't put a tie, but I have a tie for you, a gift for you.
Thank you.
I know that you are animal lover.
Absolutely.
So it's a tie where I'm here, okay?
Thank you, because you are iconic for your ties.
So yeah, this is for you. I hope you will use it one day.
I can still remember how to tie them. We used to have to wear them at school, you know?
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah, wait.
So it's with cats, so I hope that you will use it. You promised to me that you will use it in one of your programs.
I will. I'm going to wear it today.
Okay, great.
Why not?
Okay.
See?
Let's see. Great.
Okay, not quite as skillfully tied as yours.
The idea of a tie. So that's the idea how to fix a tie.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right, so I think one of the main stories which dominated this year, and it's topical because he was in that hot seat just last week, was the trials and tribulations of Mr. Sali Berisha. Now, he spent most of the year on house arrest, giving speeches from his rooftop. He was released from house arrest quite recently. There are rumours he might be sort of heading back into a similar sort of arrangement again. And I'm just wondering, what is your view on the leader of the Democratic Party being on house arrest? You know, we're heading into a general election next year. Yeah. You know, what is your view on this whole situation in terms of Albanian democracy?
Okay, it's not normal at all. So starting, because I have the luck or the bad luck, I don't know how it would be a luck or not a good luck, than the fact that I was on air when he was in charge with the coup. So I was on air that night when Marber Maltese on 30th of December was arrested in the airport. It was at home, I was sleeping, they called me from the office. We have to do it live. So I was the one that has done the live transmission that night. Also, I was live when he was free. So I follow him. He's arresting at home. And
I bet he's checking the schedule when you're going to be on TV.
That's true. That's true. So I had the luck. Okay, for a journalist, for sure, it's a good luck being and reporting on this kind of story, because it's not happen every day that the leader of the opposition is arrested. I call arrest because it's home arrest, but he is arrested, and it's not happening every day that the leader of opposition gets free. Looking for what happened during these 11 months that Berisha was at home arrested, and after he was released. I discussed it many times with the member of the Democratic Party in my studio, and I think also you have this kind of opinion. On his things, Berisha was okay. He was speaking every night on the window, saying what he will do, apart the accusation about SPAK and other people. But he has done something okay that was not keep it from the other member of the Democratic Party. During the last months, he was starting speaking about the program. So we will do this, we will do this, we will do this. some small things, but he was starting representing the program of the Democratic Party. The problem was with the member of the Democratic Party, the people that you invite in the studio. No one of them bring the message from Berisha to the people. They come in our studio with the shirt Free Berisha. So you asking them about the program, and they were saying the most important thing right now is that Berisha is released. So Berisha has done a good thing in his home, in his window, sending some message for the program. But the problem was from the other people. So they didn't keep it the message, catch the message, and spare it to the people. This was the biggest mistake, in my opinion, for a PR, like a PR, because they didn't follow what he said. They was trying to be nice in his eyes, because when he saw them on, they was thinking, I think, that when he saw them on the program speaking and asking for his freedom, maybe they will be on the
get more brownie points.
Brownie point, of course, would be on the list for the next election. So,
but this was a problem I saw in the sorry to cut you off, in the last election as well. It seemed to be an election that was run on personality rather than substance. There was I could not find in the last general election printed online available manifestos, programs. This is what we're going to do for the economy. This is what everything was run on these men giving speeches about how great they are, what they're going to do, and how naughty the other one is.
Rama won the election the first time with the diary, we say it, and then with Talava, the song. So he doesn't have, he has 2 pages of right program. The problem is that now I hope they will start reading the program. But many people, they don't read the programs. Many people are voting the person who is the leader of the party. So this is it's our problem, because people are fanatic. Some of them are fanatic. They don't change.
Like in the UK, I voted left, right, and liberal. I mean, like people ask me, which side are you with? And I'm like, well, it kind of depends what the situation of the country is, how the economic situation is, what measures what I see in the programme that I think is best going to help my situation. So I've voted for conservative, right wing, and for left.
I had Naim Hassan, the lawyer. I had it many times. He lives in UK, and he was saying the same thing. He was, he's a conservator, a strict one. But in the last election, he didn't vote for the conservative because he doesn't like what they are done in UK. But the problem here is that people doesn't see what is done good or not good. They vote for the individual, they vote for the party, and I hope that in this election this will change. And I don't know if Berisha will have the power to change this, because we are seeing all the old face again. The old faces are still there going around Berisha. In my opinion, the Democratic Party should be open more to the young people, but young people that doesn't have the same attitude, the same language, the same way of speaking and gesture like the leader. Because this is the things I hate more.
We have these sort of tough guys leading the parties, they speak quite brutally, with a lot of force, and I don't think that appeals to younger voters. And I've actually asked both Rama and Berisha in this studio, I've said, I mean, I didn't say it as bluntly as this, but you are both...
We can say it together. So
you are elder people, you are older. How can a 20-year-old look at you and see their future? What have you got to inspire the youth? Neither answer the question fully, but I just don't see, we're going to have a problem, I think, with people not voting in this election, particularly the youth, because how can you say, there are these, I don't see a future for myself, I don't see opportunities, I don't see blah, 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 and you have people who have been present in the political scene for 30 years or more.
Well, since I was born, I remember Berisha, so still is Berisha, but the problem is, it's not about the inspiration, it's the problem that even the young guys, they become a horrible copy of the leader. I hate this. I say all the time to the young people that join the party, both of us, we have it many times in our studio, the young people, that we are hoping that they will bring something different. They are the ugly copy of the leader of the party.
Do you think that, I've had people say to me before, but people in the Balkans, they need strong leaders, strongman leaders. Do you think this is true? They have to be like that to survive? We don't
have tried not a strong leader till now. We always had a strong leader. So we have to try not a strong leader, maybe to see if it is true or not. But if we don't try it, we can say that this is the way the things going. Balkans. Okay, we need some with power, but I don't believe it's 100% sure. We have to try. We have to see how this guy will be, how the other lady will be, or not having the same face. This is what I was saying about the Democratic Party also, because Rama, you know, he's a master of PR. He's trying with the young people, young faces. Even they are copy of the older one, but he has some new faces. In the Democratic Party, it's not happening right now, this thing. I hope that this happen for the good of all.
Yes, and we have these other opposition leaders, so not from the Democratic Party. We have Alinchori and Lapai and some others, you know. But I'm wondering two things. Do you think the voting system, the electoral system in this country is set up to allow smaller parties like this to get a shot at power? And also,
why are you asking to me? Because you know, so you know the answer.
Because I can't say, I have to elicit it from you.
No.
But also, do you think diaspora voting is going to have a big impact this time around?
This is the first time we're trying the diaspora vote, so we have to see it. It's an experiment because it's the first time. Of course, experiment not in the bad way of the word. It's an experiment because it's the first time. So we have to try and we have to see how will be the voting, how many people will reach, and will be ready to pay 50 euros, I think is the price.
50 euros?
45, something like this, yeah, 50 euros. So how much ready they will be to pay?
Is that legal to tell people to pay to vote?
Yes, this is, they did the law this way. So
they made the law.
Yeah, the state will send, we will pay for the sending of the ballot. And the people there will pay the other part to come back in.
You know, in Malta, when I used to live there, the government would pay the airfare of people to fly back and vote. But I think the Albanian diaspora is a bit bigger.
Okay, it's a bit much more bigger. And Malta has more money.
Yeah,
illegal money, but they have money.
They...
So us also have illegal money. But so diaspora voter will be a test, not experiment. Maybe a test. It's a good to see all the party, to see how much power they have abroad. And regarding the new party, I hope so much. Well, to be honest, I hope so much that one of them, two of them, or all of them being in the parliament, because we need much more voice. We don't need the old and same party being in the parliament, speaking about the things that we are hearing for many years.
Setting fire to things.
Yes. So yeah, that's true. Okay, setting fires is another thing. Okay, we have seen many parliament. For me, it's not that bad because the opposition can say with words or with gesture. Okay, it's not so funny to see that, but it's part of the democracy. But I want more people speaking, giving new idea, not young people with old idea. So this is what I'm asking from this
and
parliament.
Also to see more of a balance when it comes to things like passing laws. You know, not just. You know, because the majority have such a majority, everything can pass. You know, we need to have checks and balances, you know, to be able to stop things or send them back or make amendments and changes. And that's missing at the moment. It's
missing. And I don't know, I hope that it will come in the parliament, but it's missing. And this is not, it's a problem that we have from many years. So it's not a problem that was born today or a year ago. It's a problem that was born during this year, was growing. Now it's an elephant in the middle of the parliament, not in the middle of the room. So this is a problem that as every one of the member of the party has a small or a big contribute to make this elephant in the middle of the parliament.
Now I want to talk about SPAK. SPAK's been very busy this year, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's like it woke up and went, hello, and then it's just been a revolving door. There was a point in the summer where I was meeting various politicians or mayors or whatever, and I'd have a picture taken with them, and then they'd be in SPAK the week later, you know? It was like I was a bad omen for them, you know? So don't get your picture taken with me, because you never know what will happen. So, yeah, what I wanted to ask you about this, I mean, SPAK has been busy for several years now, but this year it seemed to really pick up. And I mean, it seems to have targeted people from across the spectrum as well. And obviously we saw the arrest of Ilya Meta, the spectacular movie-worthy arrest of Ilya Meta by like 30 armed police. I mean, he's not a big guy. It seemed a bit excessive, you know. I'm wondering, I mean, it's good, it's great. This is what SPAK was created for. But is it all legitimate?
That's a point.
Is it being weaponized? Because people say this, it's being weaponized against this one, that one.
Every one of us here in Albania living here, born here, Albanian, we was hoping for this day, that this kind of area change the area, because we was very, very, very boring, very sad with what happened with the juridical system during this year. I have the luck that my mom's works in the court. She's a secretary. So, but I was growing with what happened with a lot of files in the court. So I know how it works, the Albanian court, and every one of us is asking for this thing to change. And thanks God we have it now, supporting from the US. Regarding the investigation, everything else, SPAK has done a good job, a great job. But we have to see after one of the cases of SPAK has to finish to the final court.
Yeah.
So at that point, we will judge if SPAK has done a good job, a great job, or not good job regarding the paper and the investigation and everything else. So this is the point that we have to see what SPAK has done.
Yes, it's going to take a few years.
It's going to take a few years, but the first impact, of course, is good for the people, to see people with power that before 1 year, 2 years, nobody of them was going in jail, was arrested, or going to the prosecutor office to give to make the interview with the prosecutor. Now we are seeing many of them. Every day is 2, 3 member of parliament, ex-member of parliament, ex-director. So it's a good thing. It's a good sign that the juridical system is working, pushing, of course, from the United States. We have to say that we don't have to.
And the EU as well.
Sometimes. Sometimes.
But I definitely think people's perception of the justice system has improved as well, like regular people's. Even mine, I think I have more faith in, if I needed it, I'd be able to get a fair resolution than perhaps I did 5 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But still, the long time of the case, normal case, speaking not about SPAK case, okay, we are speaking about SPAK, but the real people, they have many cases. They have many problems that they have to solve with normal courts, not with the special court. And that kind of cases, they take many years. So this is a big problem for the normal people that have to find a solution about who is this home, for example.
I've still got, when I had the problems where they wrote naughty things about me in the media that weren't true, that's still in appeal. That's 5 years ago.
So
nearly 6.
So you are affected on this kind of things. Someone else is affected about, he has a property and has to decide who is the owner. So these are the things that are affecting really the people. Apart the big things for the people who has done bad things, about the criminals and things like this. But the things that are affecting really people are these small things that still now are not working how the people want.
Now, you mentioned earlier about Rama being excellent at PR, and I have to agree. And there's 2 things he's done this year that particularly stand out to me. I was quietly enjoying my morning coffee a couple of months ago when my phone started going, and it was because Rama had announced the creation of a microstate in Albania.
Not only your phone, also many colleagues from around the world was
especially
calling me.
My colleagues in Brussels, they're like, Alice, what the is going on? Like, they all love him because they think, he's very eccentric. But they're like, what the hell is this? Albania is going to create a microstate, the Bektashi microstate within Albania, so a sovereign country within the country. And there was a huge hoo-ha about this, and even the Bektashi head chap was like, I didn't even know this was coming. You know? And then silence, radio silence, crickets, nothing. What happened there? Do you think it's actually going to happen, or was it just one of those ideas?
No, I don't think it was just one of those ideas. People are saying there are many things behind of that. It was just not a morning that Rama was wake up like that. Inspired. No, because this is an old idea, and you know it because you live here now and you know better the history. It was an old idea, but I don't believe it will be happen. Rama has get some from people who support this idea. The idea is to show to the world that it's another kind of Islamic. So it's another kind of Islam. People that are more, let's say, on the West.
Yes.
This is the idea that more liberal, and this is I believe I believe that you believe so. That was not the idea of Rama. Just he get it and said I will do it. So it was not his idea.
Do you think it's going to happen?
No.
No.
No. It will be happen but not like in the state, in the first idea when you say in a state. Not like Vatican or not like another small country, San Marino, or we're getting this kind of small country. Not like that will be inside of another country. It will be, let's say, they will have the autonomy to their own lands, because you know that all the religion community, they has many lands that they didn't get it for many years. Not just the bektashi, but also Muslim, Orthodox, Catholics. They have many lands and many property. And they don't have control of them. So maybe this will be, I don't know, a juridical way out to give to them, to the bektashi right now. We are speaking about them, so to give them the power to control their properties. So this is, I don't believe it will be happen in the first way of saying that will be a
like
state.
the Vatican.
No.
And the second point, which was again seemingly out of the blue in some ways, the banning of TikTok, which at the time of recording is going to happen.
I will show you. For example, last night I have it. A colleague of mine from Italy. We can show it. Let me find it, because it's much more funny. Massimiliano Coccia, he is a journalist from Italy, L'Inchiesta. He used to be the husband of Pina Picerno, the vice president of European Parliament. And he lives in Brussels, and he working from there. And he was asking me last night, please, I need your help really, because I need to interview Rama about the idea of TikTok. This was last night. Also today, I have many people asking from around Europe. Not only, I have many contact in Italy, and you know why. So I have many contact in Italy. So all of this kind of journalists was asking me, what is this true or is this not true? It will be true, but at the point, I don't believe it will. You can stop the TikTok, because VPN, you can use the VPN.
I mean, they tried to ban online gambling, but you could still access most of the sites.
So it's another idea that there are bad words they're saying that he's doing about the election. Because he needs to, because some young party, they are growing on TikTok, and he doesn't have a control on TikTok, Rama. So he's using this to stop them.
But I mean, that seems a bit extreme.
Apart that, I totally agree that the thing that happened with Martin Sani is crazy, but the problem is not TikTok.
But you have
it's part of TikTok. It's a part, or Snapchat, because to be honest, everything starts on Snapchat, not in TikTok. The fight.
But there was also those two women, and I think you remember at the start of the year they both killed themselves, and there was allegedly links to TikTok.
TikTok, it's a problem.
What are kids doing on TikTok anyway? Why are children on these social media platforms?
Ask the parents.
Maybe they should spend the next year.
Ask the parents.
Parenting.
Why? No, okay. The problem is as a family.
Yes,
of course.
All of these issues.
This is an issue that
they don't raise their kids. They just give the phone.
Yep. So it's not a problem of TikTok or Snapchat, or because if you want to fight with someone, you can find a way. You can write to him on Instagram. So what we have to do? We have to shut down Instagram. So if you want to fight, you can find a way. But the problem is the mentality, the school, the family is the first. The family and the school. These are the main point that we have. A huge gap there that they are not solving this kind of thing. So TikTok he will try to close. People will find a way that I remember a funny story. I will say it in Albanian. Ishte një status në Facebook, një miku im që shkruan kur ja kemi dal përpara viteve 90 me kanoçe për të parë televizionet e huaja, mos mendoj askush që brezi sotëm nuk do ja dali nëpërmjet VPN-s apo rrugëve tjera për të hyrë në TikTok. So, you understand it? This is why I say in Albania to understand also the old people. So, people always find a way. And the problem is something human that when something is prohibited, you are more to go to there.
Yeah.
So,
but I was reading an article today about the UK, and in the UK, children start school age 4 to 5. Reception class it's called, and there was this article about this growing issue with 4 to 5-year-olds starting school still in diapers because they hadn't been nappy trained, and with not speaking, like not being able to speak because the parents just give them a phone and they sit and so it's not just an Albanian problem.
I totally agree, but I was saying it's not the solution closing TikTok. will be here after 1 year. Do you believe that the case of hating and hate speech will finish? No.
I kind of think how TikTok
Do
reacted.
you believe that TikTok will be closed, even Rama closed the government? Do you believe that the young people will not use TikTok anymore? No.
No, I don't. I think it will be harder for them. I also think that such a move could provoke TikTok to maybe do a bit better, because I know the government have been consulting with them all year.
I had two guys in the studio, IT experts today, and they was asking to me, saying to me, well, after I asked them the question about closing, and they told me the problem with TikTok is that, okay, they will come here. This will be the right way to do it. And you have to ask them, okay, we need this. And they told both of them, and we are sure that TikTok will do it.
But they did this.
Yes, so you can put more filters.
TikTok didn't do it.
But no, if you go to TikTok, the Rama didn't call Rama or the government. I'm saying never has a contact with TikTok.
No, they was so the government.
They was here after the two ladies.
They've met on several occasions.
Yeah, but they put some filter. But if you ask them for more filter, of course, it's their interest to have this kind of filter.
They set up this group as well, so complaints can be sent to an Albanian board, which understands Albania better.
Yeah.
They decide whether it's illegal or not, and then they send it directly to TikTok. So the chances of it being taken down are higher. You know, it seems like they did try other things before getting to this point. But you're right in a way. Do we just stop TikTok? Because what about other platforms? X. I stopped writing about Kosovo and Serbia articles on For Your Active. I stopped writing them because I was getting hundreds of threats every day when I was posting them, rape threats, death threats, etc. And I was reporting these to X, like literally, I'm going to come there and rape you and your daughter, I'm not even going to say terrible stuff.
I know.
And X would come back and say it doesn't violate our community guidelines. Like, so what exactly does, I find Instagram and Facebook are a bit more, if you type the wrong words, sometimes they take the whole post down, So I don't know. I think it might help. Maybe it will ask TikTok to do. It will make TikTok do better.
Okay, of course,
perhaps, but it makes headlines as well.
Of course. He just have opening the news all around the world. You will see Rama, Albania stop the TikTok. So of course, it's a way of PR, and I don't believe also this will work, because you can stop the TikTok. It will be also a legal way to stop it in the right way.
Yeah.
Also, you can do it in an Albanian way, but it's another.
Like that speech he gave at the College of Europe opening, where he was like, "We have friends, and sometimes we kill for our friends," like this.
So you have this kind all the way to do it, but I don't believe it will be have success.
No.
Maybe they will close it, but I don't believe it will have success to stop the young people using TikTok. Mm-hmm. It just, you have to put more in the education of them, in the schools, in the family.
And take these things away. I can tell when when someone's let my daughter use the phone, she's like detached, and I don't let her. But I can tell when she's had interaction with one. Okay, staying sort of on the topic of social media, I want to talk about tourism, because, every summer for 3 months, all that we hear about is tourism in Albania. This year we had the most visitors, apparently, but of course there was this huge debate on the price of sun lounges, on how much of the beach should be private or public, the cost of restaurants. I mean, you scroll through Facebook during July and August, it's just photos of people's receipts, isn't it?
Of course.
But what was really interesting is I was seeing the conversations in tourism groups, so groups of foreigners, thousands of them, talking about coming on holiday to Albania. And I came to the conclusion that while, yes, the prices have gone up too much and no one in their right mind should pay more than 20 euros for a sunbed anywhere, I also came to the conclusion that a lot of the tourists coming to Albania are cheap.
Yeah, they're not on the high level.
They were like, I'm looking for a room under 2,000 lek a night, or like a car to rent for 10 euros a day. And I'm like, where do you think you are?
No, this is the problem. Okay, we have too much in number, but they are not spending so much in Albania.
Yeah.
This is the problem. Okay, it's not a problem. It's something that you have to fix it. That you have to bring all the elite class of the tourists to visit Albania, so you can have much more money and a small number of tourists. For me, this is the best thing, because even for Albania now, it's not affordable to do holiday in Albania.
No.
So you can ask normal people, can you afford a week in south of Albania? I believe that.
I go to the north.
I go in Pogradec. I will tell a story about Pogradec. Because when I was in Pogradec, I met the mayor of Pogradec, Iliju Jakoli, and I heard that he has done something about the prices in Pogradec. Apart that, Pogradec has, you visit and you love it, Pogradec has normal prices, even in summer. And he was collecting all the people who apply for to have a private beach in Pogradec. And he told them, you can put the price that you want, how much you want it. But if it is up to 600 lakh for sun, you will not have the permission next year. So you can do it what you want. But if you have the price up to 600,
over 600,
over to 600, you will not have the permission next year. So if you can go it in all around Pogradec, you will see the sunlight and the chaiselong.
599 lakhs.
No, 600 is good, but no one wants more than 600 lakhs.
No,
so
good.
This is something that all the mayor can do it in their city, because that's it's a public area, so you can use it in the right way to get the money and to make happy also the tourists, because it's not normal that you have to work one month just to live another 11 months, because this is the mentality of the entrepreneur of Albania, that they have to work 1 month to cover all the year. So it's not working like this.
No. Especially now the tourism season can be extended. People are coming all year round. Okay, you're not going to sit on a sun lounger in January, but at least from April, May, June up to September, even October.
Even October, yes.
October in Shënjuan, they still had some lounges on some of the beach, and there were some mainly Northern European tourists still swimming in the sea. I swam up until November, but I'm
so
British.
It's something. It's you have to do a strategy about this.
Do you think Albania is, because I saw a lot of people who were unhappy with the prices, foreigners, not just cheap people or people with unrealistic expectations, like I want a luxury holiday for a week for 200 euros, I saw people who'd come, who'd had bad customer service, who'd been ripped off, who were shocked at the prices, or the quality didn't match the price that they paid for it, which I think is fair. We have a saying in English, to shoot yourself in the foot, where it means you've sort of tried to do something and you've made a big mistake and you've ruined it forever now. Do you think Albania is at risk of doing this, before it's really established itself as a tourism destination? Do you think things like infrastructure, prices, quality, customer service, is it going to screw up before it can make it?
I hope this not happen, but I'm afraid this will happen, because as you mentioned, people are coming here, they are not happy what they're expecting, and this spurred the words. So people saying to someone else, "Don't go there because they don't have this." So maybe if we go with this kind of strategy, we will have big numbers even for 2 or 3 years, and then we'll go to the normality, going down, having 1 million, 2 million tourists. So the problem is about the quality of the services, that we don't have properly schools for waiters, for cooker.
And so people don't want to invest in training because that person's going to leave.
They'll leave. So this is a problem that we have. We are. I know. So the many restaurants, they get cooker and waiter from Bangladesh, from Nepal, from Vietnam, from everywhere. Because people here, the young people here, they don't want to work.
I don't want to work for 400 euros a month, 500 euros a month.
I know a case that last year it was. A lady to clean the rooms. They was asking in a hotel in Vlora, in Dermi, and they was paying 1,000 euro per month. And no one of the ladies goes, because they was talking, I don't want to go there because the people will see me and will recognize me that I'm doing this kind of job.
I used to clean dishes as a teenager.
I used to be a waiter. I have done many camps. So we have awards in Albanian, puna nuk është turp.
Of course, exactly.
So that's
better to do anything.
We have to change this kind of mentality about Albanian if we want to have a higher number of tourists. I'm not much on there, because when I see the video of Praga now, for example, with million people in the same time, it's too much. I don't like this kind of tourism.
No, I'm torn, because I love promoting Albania, but at the same time I'm like, but you don't all have to come here. It's my secret. Just admire it from afar. Don't ruin it for us, please.
No, this was also a joke with the mayor. I was with a friend of mine, mayor of Pogradec, and he was telling to us, we have this project to build this road and do this thing and do this thing, and we'll say to him, please don't do it. Because if you do it, you will ruin Pogadas. Because Pogadas is amazing for this kind of tourists. So if you build this kind of thing, it will be not more the same Pogadas. So we joke about, okay, we have to agree, we have to deal with that, but we have to find the middle.
Yes. Intelligent tourism, smart tourism,
not
sustainable.
this kind, many tourists and
I
not
tell you,
sustainable.
if I see crowds of drunk British people coming here for stag parties and engagement parties, I'm going to cry and give up my passport. Now, my last question. Albania had its first intergovernmental conference this year, which was great. Finally, we're opening chapters and starting negotiations. We have a new commission in place, new commissioners, new executive. You know, everything's coming up Western Balkans. It looks like there might be some progress. People have said, oh, by 2027, Albania can join, or the end of the decade. These are being floated around. What do you think? Is it going to happen this decade?
Alice, what do you think about EU?
What do I think about the EU?
Yeah.
I like the EU. I'm pro-EU. I think it has a lot of challenges. There's a lot of issues. For example, unanimity voting. This needs to be done away with.
Do you believe the Albanian people knows what mean EU?
Absolutely not. They just know that they can move freely
So
within.
So for Albanian, and you know better, the EU was in 2009 when we have the visa liberation, free visa. So for Albania, this was the EU. So you can travel everywhere, going even for 3 months, because we was staying for days and days in front of the embassy. For Albanian, this was Europe. The fact that we have to travel freely. Now, I know that many people knows what's mean European Union, join there. You have to fulfill many issues. And I'm not skeptic about this chapter that we are open now, because there are chapters that we have worked. The juridical reform we have do it with EU. So if we don't agree on that, so
foreign policy as well, security, these things.
But I am afraid about the health issue, the food issue, the environment issue. So this is the main things that for other people maybe can be a small thing, can say they are small thing. But I think that in this kind of area we have so much to do that I don't believe in 2070
think of these farmers in Pogradec and Korça. How are they going to align with, you know, rules which govern how much of your land you can farm every year? You know, I mean, this is just the surface. What do they know about carbon farming, or, you know, all of these really technical things which are crucial to EU law and policy? You know, there's you're right, it's a huge alignment.
Or for example, I don't remember who wrote there. It was a book from a Greek government, a Greek member of person of power. I don't remember. Maybe I will find it. I will say you that he was saying. When I was starting to count, he was a prime minister, I don't know which of the family of Greece. When I was starting to count the tree of olive that I have it in my old village, I was starting to count them one by one. Then I realized what means EU. Because you have to count everything that you have, how many olives you have, how many...
You've got to measure each single one to make sure it comes up to EU standards.
So this is the thing that I don't believe that 2017 or 2030 will be. Maybe we will close some of them, but I'm a skeptic that on this kind of area we will have a lot of work.
Yeah, because it's not just ticking the box, it's the actual ongoing implementation of them as well. Albania is very good at one of those things, and not so much. For example,
you have to do the cheese, you have to do in the standard that EU is doing the cheese, we have to the milk and everything. Small things that now, for example, we are doing.
I buy my cheese on the street.
Yeah, but when if we join the EU, we cannot do any more of that.
Olive oil in a plastic. Is it even olive oil unless you get it from someone's cousin delivered on a furgon?
Well, you know that we have our colleague here in Euronews. He's doing a great olive oil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You'll have to tell me, because I need some more.
Okay.
We go through like 20 liters every few months.
This is why we are learned to live in Albania.
Yes.
So
I'll be sad to see that go, but I do think that overall it's a benefit. You know.
Of course, I'm not EU skeptic. I'm realist in the power that we have. We don't have the power to do this kind of thing in the European way.
No more homemade rakia.
No more. Or we have to learn to live. I'm skeptic. or EU has to learn to live in our way. So this will be.
I think it might be easier to make the EU do things the Albanian way. I'm sure there's ways of making them.
It's
do
good.
It.
It's much more better. It's much more better this way.
Timmy, thank you very
Alice,
much.
thank you very much. It was a pleasure being here. And I wish you a happy new year.
Gëzuar vitin e ri.
Gëzuar vitin e ri të gjithëve. Shihemi sërish në Euronews.
That's all for this week. That's all for this year. Thank you very much for tuning in to Inside Albania. But make sure you come back in 2025 for more interviews, more news, and more general excitement brought to you by me. In the meantime, you can catch up with all past episodes on Euronews Albania's YouTube channel and across all major podcasting platforms. Until next year, Mirapafshin, Gëzuar vitin e ri.